Welcome. We are your hosts, Chris and Tammy.
In this podcast, we dive into the mindset for networking strategies and skills you'll need to build a solid foundation to build a global business.
We've built a multi-million-dollar business and have mentored thousands of people around the globe in the last 25 years. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining in this evening. Tammy and I want to cover a training this evening. And in fact, it's the foundation to the wealth that we've organized, that we've built within our network marketing business. And this is something that we've done, for decades. Most associates focus really solely on the people that they sponsor and waiting or hoping that they may do the business. And however, very often, they may never take off. And we know that this is a fact. And one of the things is every single one of us have a network. Regardless of how big the network is, it will depend on that person's social environment, but everybody has a network. And when someone is in a business, especially at the beginning, it is critical taking the opportunity to work within that person's network when they're excited, within the first week, within the first month, within the first 90 days. Tammy and I, and what we've done, I use this as an example because you've seen some of the things where some people have done well with network marketing and have done well with the team, and they decided to move on, right? It's just the cycle of life. It's just the way things are. But what we've done is we've built relationship within the network to make sure that there's support, regardless of if the upline leader is, may not always be as committed, but the support is always there. And that has encouraged the relationship within the network of that person. And regardless if the person decides to stay or not, the organization kept growing, the volume kept adding, the team kept moving forward, momentum kept, building up. And that has to do with tap rooting in building your network marketing. And that's what we want to talk to you about. But you see, so what happens here, folks, is a recruit isn't a recruit until he or she has recruited. And this is the step that really get the person committed to the business model that we're part of. See, a new person really isn't anchored into the business until he or she has become trained to duplicate the process. And, one of the things also that's important is that they become a product of the product, but you need to become a crusader of your own product and made some sales. That is something very important. And number 3 is to recruit a new person, to recruit a new person into the team. This is when someone actually becomes a committed, or I should say an associate that most likely will be committed to build a business for a period of time. Until that happens, they are most likely not going to stick around very long. And that's the foundation to starting to build your organization. And Tammy will expand on the width and the depth as we keep moving forward.
Yeah, so the goal is always to that your very first person that comes in is to get them engaged as quick as possible. Move them heaven and earth to bring them into the culture. So always ask yourself these questions when you're sponsoring people into the business. And you got to really dig in and build relationships and know what they want. It's not just about signing up somebody and making a commission. It's about moving people along. It's to get them into action as quick as possible. And by asking them how they want to grow. How do they want to grow this business? You show them the ranks, you show them the income. What level would they like to be at? And find out what it is that they're looking for so that you can guide them and help them in getting started. And if you're not moving people fast, then most likely, Chris said, they're going to be gone. Usually it's 90 days unless they have been brought into the culture. So tap rooting is what we need to do, every single one of us, and as quickly as possible. So I'm going to make an example on the next couple of slides Well, we'll show a graph, but I just wanted to share with you right here, when you bring in a team member, the goal is you're going to tell them what needs to be done, and they're going to do. So you have to lead this. You can't just sign somebody up and just hope and wish things are going to go right, like Chris said, and then they're gone. And you know, when they start making excuses, you have to be there. You have to come in and show them the positive side, the inspiration, the possibility on what could happen for them. So one of the things that you want to do when you sign up your first team member is to find out where they're at. You want to make sure that they're always excited, right? And who are 3 people that you know that would be as excited as you? Ask them questions always. You can ask them questions like, who are the top 10 that you know that are entrepreneurs? Your goal is to go into the network. That is taprooting. It is to find out if they've worked on their contact list, to categorize their contact list for cold market, hot market, warm market. And you're looking for people who are entrepreneurial. You're looking for people who know how to build networks, that that are influencers, that have drive. If you want to build this fast, this is what you want to do. And you'll meet other people as well. So who are the 5 easiest people that you know that we can recruit right now? And talk to your associate, your new person, to find out who are those 5 people that you feel that right now they're hot, and right now they're looking for something. Right now their immune system's shot. They're working all the time. You want to get in and find out who those people are, and then just introduce me to them. Just introduce me to them. And that is what will get your team members income, number 1. Volumes, number 2. The goal is to help your people get into their networks and help them get their people into their networks until they can stand on their own. We always have to think about new business, and new business comes from new associates. It comes from existing associates that haven't been taprooted yet within the network.
Often we build this business, or we want to build this business, and we felt that, well, we've already called that person. We've already told them about it. They don't want to hear from us again. And you are disqualifying yourself, because people tend to respond to multiple exposures. Multiple exposures. I've said it very often when we place ads. I spend an entire month of wasting my money on ads, but it's not wasted. It's setting the stage for the following month and the third month. And that's when the calls are starting to come in. That's when people start clicking those links and start asking questions. So if you stop after one try, one call, unfortunately, you're never going to get in. You're never going to grow. You're never going to build something, because you never give it a chance by passing that initial stage. What's very important here is to adjust to the trends and the new trends that are cyclical. A leg is not a leg until it has at least 4 level deep. This is very important you get this, where you are recruiting your personals, but in turn, you start working with your personals to build the organization. But this is the foundation for you to understand how we've built our empire. Is we will recruit, just like many of you have done. But then we don't stop and wait for them to come to us when they're ready. This is not going to happen. What you do is you knock at the door. Obviously, you know the people you brought in. They want to make money. So what's going on here is you want to start digging into their organization, building a network, finding out who in your team, who in your social environment might be interested to try these products. So the fact here, and that's the key, is that's the magic number, is that there's 4 individuals that came in. It's not you that brought in these 4. It's A brought B, B brought C, C brought D. Whatever the scenario is, you need at least 4 level down. That is a leg that most likely will be growing. That's how you build in depth.
All right. So the goal is to work with your personals. So every single person has 200 people. If they start writing down the first name of everybody that they know, if they start going into their hot list, who have they ever met through their hot list? You know, and you start tap rooting down to that. So it's tap rooting into the networks. Okay. So with that 200, let's say there's 200 people, tap rooting into that as quick as possible. Let's say out of those 200, if they actually do the work, they're going to get to the ranks and they're going to get to the income that they desire. So it's to be with them through the process. So anyways, so if you had 40 new business partners, for example, Sam has 40 new business partners because you helped him taproot into his business, would he be excited?
I want people to see the analogy of the behaviors that we have applied in our own lives in building your own business. We're sharing what we've done. We've been all over the world. Why do we do that? This is exactly what we're taprooting within our leadership's social environments. The wealth is in the depth of your organization.
So, you know, sometimes you need, like Chris said, we all need to be reminded of the things that got us there in the first place. So if 40 of those people, we made that example of 40 people from your front line, 40 people helping them go through the whole network and 40 people sign up. You go into the B's times 200 people, that's 8,000 networking opportunities. So 8,000 people that you can connect with your front line. By then, they know what you're doing, number one. So the goal is to introduce these people to A, which is the person who sponsored them, and you, the leader. And through that, if 5% join it, there's 400 more people in your organization. So if you go another level, then 400 of those people each have 200 people they know by first name. And expands, by the way. I'm sure that most of you have more than 200 people on your list now. I know we have thousands over the years. So imagine 80,000 people to taproot with 400.
If you go within your network of people, some of you have sponsored quite a few people over the years, and you forgot all about them because maybe they quit, they stopped their authorship, and you figured they're gone and it's over. No, it isn't. The world's changing. People are looking. And if you receive a call from you, and you may be calling them at a time where they're praying to God, what can I do to make more money? Boom, here you go. The call comes in and you just happen to be in right sequence and things can ignite again. So again, you want to take advantage of that. Tammy is showing you some numbers that are absolutely real, by the way, because I've seen these numbers. It's crazy how fast things grows when there's excitement and fire and momentum. When a team starting to take life, it's because there's a leader that has unfold, that's actually taking care of things. And when that happens, it gives us the opportunity to leave the nest and build a new nest. So the thing is, when you start doing the example that Tammy talked about, and she saw, you know, these are very normal numbers, by the way, but for some of you it may seem overwhelming, but it's really normal actually. And the fact is, even cut down this to a fraction. I mean, it builds excitement from under, which pushes energy to the surface, right? So it increases your business volume. That's the cash flow that you need. It increases income, which the volume will increase. Exactly. That's the cash. That's where I should be pointing out here. That's the cash that you're looking for to invest into so many venues. Your network marketing business is your cash flow. But to sustain the lifestyle, you got to invest. To increase your income, you increase your volume by creating excitement. And that will create that accountability within these leaders. And then you become, and then at this point, you can start building new market, as I stated. And that is literally a mirror image of how Tammy and I have built our empire, right? And then from there, what's happening is leaders are overlapping. They each have their own organization, and that's how you grow and build a network that will be very, very fruitful. And you don't have to worry about, how far you need to go. Just start with what you got, because you never know who they know that could create a mammoth organization. And again, what are the benefits of taprooting? Well, your leader will come to recruit, train, and develop teams while you build in other areas. The leader ensures that the team will have a life on its own. Again, you can testify to that. We live in Canada, and business have grown in different parts of the world because of that exact concept. This is what taprooting is. So it's not about being the number one recruiter in the world. It's great that you recruit, but are you taprooting within your organization? Because that's where the wealth is.
So if you want to build this, these are the things that we all need to do to build up people.
So in conclusion, what's very important is continue the field training process. This is really, really important, right? Taking each leg at least 4 levels deep. You have to go wide. What do we mean by going wide is, well, don't limit yourself to 5, because this person can drop, this person can drop, this person can drop, and maybe Chuck and Sam will be left building the business or whatever. So you're going to add more and more and more. And then some of them may choose to come back and just become a glorified customer, which I appreciate these folks because they contribute to the volume and the qualification. It's the consistency, and the persistency. And this is something that is very common among the 6-7 figure income earners in network marketing. They are consistent as heck. They are persistent as heck. They really are. And you could have a professional approach to your persistency and consistency. Network marketing is on the rise. And the people that will thrive are the people that are adjusting to the hybrid way of building. Social media mixed with the face-to-face hotels, meeting people, coffee shops, whatever the situation may be.
Taproot. That's it. So start writing your list. Get back to your strategizing, your plan.
And the key is start with what you have, work within your own network, start dipping into your own organization, and see what you can dig out of it, because you may have some gold that is just buried under the mud, the matter of speaking. You just need to pull it out, wash it off, and there you go, it shines again. Okay? So everybody have yourself a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for attending. Bye for now.